Hello students, and welcome back to the third video and the last video of the end of term exam revision for grade 8 ASP. So the third part is where you will get the free response questions, the FRQs. You will have 5 questions, 2 undisclosed that are bonus questions and the 3 questions that are mentioned in the coverage. The first question will be a proof question. So you will either write a 2-column proof or a paragraph proof or any type of proof. So the main point of the proof is to know the reasons and where to use them. So I'm just going to highlight a few things here. I'm not going to solve the questions, as you just need to know which reason should you use when you write any statement, and when you have a reason, which statement should be there. So for example, if you have this question, 5 lights A, B, C, D, and E are aligned in a row, first you need to draw the figure that illustrates the situation. Okay, 2 middle lights is the midpoint of the segment between the second and the fourth light, means B is light 2, which lies between A and C, and D lies between C and E. Okay? If C is the midpoint, C is the midpoint of one second. C is the midpoint of BD. That means this side and this side are congruent. And also, it is the midpoint of AC. Of AE. Means this one, AC, is the same as EC, right? So, can you prove that AB and DE are parallel? So this is what we need to prove, that this segment and this segments are parallel. Yes, we can by using the 2-column proof. We start with the given. C is the midpoint of BD and AE. How did we know? Because it is given, okay? It is given. And BC equals CD. BC equals CD. This is, and also we know that AC, the thing that I wrote in red here, AC equals CE. Okay? This is the definition of the midpoint, right? This is the definition of the midpoint. And look, when you have this type of addition, this is called segment addition postulate. When you add AB, if you add AB plus BC, you get AC. This is segment addition postulate. Segment addition postulate. And here, you are subtracting BC from both sides. So if you subtract BC, and if you subtract BC, you get AC minus BC equals AB. What you are doing here is subtraction. You are subtracting. And also here, in statement number 5, if you repeat the process for the other one, you will get CE minus CD minus CD. You will get CE minus CD to be AE, and then again, this is subtraction, and the last statement will be the one that we are going to prove, right? By the transitive property of equality, right? So the main point about the proof, like, there is no one straightforward method to write any proof. It depends on the question that you have, on the statements, on the given information. So here you have all the questions from 8 to 11 with the answers uploaded for you with the answers. So please read them carefully, and after reading them, try to prove them, try to solve them on your own, all of these questions. Now I'm going to jump to question 22, where we have 2 lines. The first line contains these 2 points, 4 and minus 2, and the second line contains x and minus 6. There is another line which is perpendicular that contains two more points, sorry. So the first line contains 4 and -2, x and -6. The other line contains -2 and -9, 3 and -4. Find the value of x. If they are perpendicular, then we can make connection between them and we can find the unknown or the value of x. So for the first line and the second line, we find the slope. x1, y1, x2, y2, find the slope. So the slope of the second line will be 1. The slope of the second line will be 1. And because they are perpendicular, I know that m1 times m2, it must be -1. Okay, if the second slope, we already found it to be 1. 1 times what gives you -1? It will be -1. So the first slope must be what? -1. This is one way to find it. Or you can say the denominator is 1, and then you flip and change the sign. If you flip 1/1, it will become 1/1. I change the sign, -1/1, which is -1. So the slope is -1. And the slope formula is -6 minus 2 and x minus 4 equals -1. The slope, we know the slope, x equals 1, but we don't know x. Now this is a term 1 material, right? We can say that this is a denominator of 1, cross multiply. -1 times x is -x. -1 times -4 is +4. 1 times -4 is -4. And then subtract 4 from both sides. You get -x equals -8, means x equals 8. Another similar question, you've got 4 questions from 29 to 26 to 29. So I'm just going to do 2 of them. The same, 2 lines. The first one contains these 2 points. The second line contains these 2 points, and they are parallel. So let's find the first slope. The first slope is, we will label them x1, y1, x2, y2. Find the slope. The slope will be -3/4. -3/4. Because they are parallel, this line will have the same slope. So the slope will be also -3/4 because they are parallel. So set the formula, y minus 1/4 minus 8 equals -3/4. And then cross multiply, -3 times 12, -36. 4 times y, this is a bracket, okay? 4 times y is 4y. 4 times -1 is -4. Add 4 to both sides. -32 equals 4y. Divide by 4, you get y equals -8. It's very important to practice them, okay? It will be a free response question, and you need to write all of these steps on your exam paper. The 28 is the same, they are perpendicular. The 29 is also the same, they are parallel. So you have 4 questions from 26 to 29 to practice. Okay, so we've got to find the distance between a point and a line. This is very important, and you will see it in the exam paper. Find the distance between a line and a point. Finding the distance, we've done a worksheet. This question was done on a worksheet for lesson 12.10. Okay? We said that to find the distance, we need to work on 4 steps. Step number 1, you will find the equation of the given line. The given line passes through 2 points, then you will write the equation y equals mx plus b. To find m, you need the slope formula. 4 minus 3, 7 minus 0. So the slope will be 1. The slope formula is, the point slope formula is y equals mx plus b. M is replaced with 1. And choose one point to find b. Let's choose 0 and minus 3. So we will replace the slope with m. We will replace 0 with x. We will replace y with minus 3. The unknown is b. Let's find b. As I'm doing, I'm replacing y with minus 3, m with 1, x with 0. The remaining is b. So b will be what? Minus 3. So the equation is 1 times x is just x, and b is equal to minus 3. So this is the equation of the line L. So step number 1 is done. Find the equation of the given line. So in the exam, you will get 2-3 points of the question mark if you do each step. Okay. So you have to write the steps and show all of your work. Step number 2 will find the equation of the line what perpendicular to the given line. Perpendicular to the given line, you need y equals mx plus b, right? And the slope here is 1. So you flip and change the sign. It becomes m of the perpendicular line, it becomes -1 because you flip and change the sign. And the perpendicular line will pass through this point for the given point. So this is the slope, m equals -1, as I told you here. And use this point to find b, because you are looking for another equation, y equals mx plus b. Replace m with -1. Replace y with 3, replace x with 4. Okay? And then add 4 to both sides, b will be 7. So the equation is y equals -x plus 7. This is the equation of the perpendicular line passes through the given point. Now step number 3, to find the intersection point, you will have to solve the two equations at the same time, a system of equation. This is the first equation, this is the second equation. Elimination using subtraction. 0 equals x minus x is 2x. -3 minus 7 is minus 10. Get the 10 to the other side by adding 10 to both sides. Divide by 2, you will get x equals 5. Choose any of the equation. Let's say put this one here. Y will be 2. So this is the intersection point, which is 5 and 2. And this is the given equation, right? The given point here. And this is the point of intersection. Apply the distance formula between them. This is x1, y1, and the given point is x2, y2. Apply the distance formula. You know how to do it. Put the numbers there. If calculator is not allowed in the exam, you just leave it as a radical. Leave it as root of 2. Don't evaluate. You're not allowed to use a calculator, so leave it as a radical number, root of 2. Okay? So what's happening here, I'm just going to, I'll try to make a simple summary here. You have a line that passes through 0 and minus 3. 0 and minus 3, and passes through 7 and 4. This is 7 and 4. So there is a line that passes through these 2 points. Okay? You need to find the distance between this line and this point here. 4 and 3. The distance is the perpendicular segment joining them. So the perpendicular distance is the longest, is the shortest distance. So in step number 1, we're finding the equation of the given line. In step number 2, we are finding the equation of the perpendicular line. So this is step 1, and this is here, step 2, and then step number 3 is the intersection point. This is step number 3. This is extra, you don't need to show this in the exam paper. I'm just showing you the 4 steps. And step number 4 is the distance formula. So these are the 4 steps. I'm going to look at one more question with you. I know that this question has a lot of steps, but you have to write them all in the exam paper. So okay, so we've got another line that passes through these 2 points, and we need to find the distance between the line and the given point. Step number 1, we will find the equation of the given line. Finding the equation, you need the slope. Find the slope of the given line. The slope will be negative 10 over negative 14. It simplifies to 5 over 7. And y equals mx plus b. The slope is given. Choose any of the 2 points to find b. Choose any of the 2 points to find b. Let's say 11 and minus 1. And the slope is given. So replace the slope with its value. Replace y with minus 1. Replace x with 11. You will find b. Solve this equation, you will find b. Right? Minus 55 over 7 on both sides. Simplify, you get the value of b. So this is the equation of the given line. This is the equation of the given line. Now the equation of the perpendicular line is you just need to flip the slope and change the sign. So here, this is slope. If you flip it, becomes 7 over 5 and change the sign. It becomes negative 7 over 5. Put them here with the given point here, this point, because this point lies on the perpendicular line. So solve this equation for b, you will get the equation of the perpendicular line. After finding the equation, you almost did more than half of the work. You have to solve these 2 equations in red and in blue to find the intersection point. So solve them by elimination using subtraction. I know you hate fractions, but you're good enough to deal with the fractions. Now you eliminated y, solve the equation for x, you get x equals 4. And then replace x back into one of the 2 equations, either the red or the blue, to get the value of y. Y will be negative 6. So the point will be 4 and negative 6, and the given point is negative 1 and 1. Apply the distance formula between them and keep the answer under the square root. So you don't need to evaluate. Hello, assalamu alaikum. Sorry, I got a call, but fortunately we finished. So we've got 6 questions. We've looked at some of them. Please practice all of them. Practice all of them, all of them, all of them. And all the best in your final exam.